You believe Ramadan begins when you abstain from food. That is the surface layer. The authentic, profound truth is that Ramadan doesn't begin with fasting. It begins with a declaration of war, the eternal spiritual war declared by the enemy made of smokeless fire. Before the ritual fast was ever commanded, the divine demanded a sacrifice heavier than hunger, a burden so crushing, the future prophet, peace upon him, cried out, "Cover me! Cover me!" This month is not about dieting. It is the annual purification by compression. To win the battle of your soul, you must understand the untold history. The sacrifice that came before the fast. The war began the moment Iblis, consumed by pride, swore to attack the descendants of Adam. His strategy remained simple: to mislead humanity by exploiting the inner self, the nafs. Every moment of submission during Ramadan is a choice to fight in this eternal, unseen war. The spiritual commitment needed for fasting was forged under immense pressure. In the Cave of Hira, the physical and spiritual weight of the revelation was placed upon the Prophet, peace upon him, compelling him to cry out, "Cover me! Cover me!" Yet the comfort immediately followed. Did we not open and expand your chest? This divine expansion set the standard. Spiritual strength comes from accepting the burden of the message. The second prerequisite was detachment from worldly desire, zuhud. The Meccan boycott forced years of enforced abstinence. Standing firm through this physical deprivation was Khadija, the pure woman, Tahira. Though she managed one of the biggest caravans in Mecca, she sacrificed every resource, standing through hunger and thirst beside the Prophet. Her act proved that Ramadan requires the sacrifice of material desire. This principle demanded complete discipline. The purity of the fast relies entirely on sincerity, ikhlas. Spiritual masters taught that the yeast of knowledge is the salt of sincerity. Without sincere intention, the act is empty, just as food without salt is tasteless. The fast disciplines the inner self, acting as the spiritual reins to bring the wild horse of desire, nafs, under the command of the soul. The authentic struggle during Ramadan is the annual warfare against the nafs, which perpetually attempts to swallow us, trap us, choke us, and control us. This spiritual compression must be endured, for Allah promises that the ease is present with hardship. The climax of this month is Laylat al-Qadr, the night the Qur'an was first sent down. This night holds a secret power, a spiritual light that opens the depths of the unseen world. This revelation, brought down to Muhammad, peace upon him, was a moment so overwhelming that it shook the entire universe. To survive this unseen war, the believer is given divine protection. Spiritual masters explained that intense spiritual worship, dhikr, creates vibrations that can open hidden gates and lead to a purified heart that perceives secrets. The recitation of Ayat al-Kursi acts as the believer's unwavering defense. The jinn themselves confessed that whoever reads the verse, Allah will send a protector to be with you until morning, and no shaitan will ever come near you. It is the most powerful key to the secrets, forming a wall of protection because it describes the absolute control and sustaining power of Allah over the entire universe. Through this spiritual shield, the fast crushes the two chief spiritual diseases that Iblis exploits: pride, kibr, and desire, hawa. The discipline of Ramadan ensures that the purified soul maintains a continuous connection to Allah. The formula for a righteous life is established in perpetual effort. When you finish one task, turn to the next one. This constant movement, from obligatory acts to voluntary worship, from service to supplication, is the true philosophy of the Muslim life. The rewards for mastering this spiritual discipline are immense, paving the way to the highest honor in the afterlife. Among the 8 gates of paradise, there is one reserved exclusively for those who endured the fast, the gate of Rayyan. Only those who control their nafs and submit entirely to the divine command will be called through this special door. This spiritual work culminated in the Prophet's final year on earth. Every Ramadan, Jibreel would recite the Qur'an with the Prophet, peace upon him. In his final year, they recited the entire message twice, signaling the end was near. During the farewell Hajj, the ultimate truth was revealed. Today, I have perfected your religion for you, completed my favor upon you. The burden of the message was lifted, and the mission of faith, forged through sacrifice, was eternally sealed. Even in his final illness, the Prophet, peace upon him, suffered a high fever, yet his thoughts remained focused on the legacy of faith. He commanded, "Be careful with your prayers and never abandon them." At the final moment, the angel of death, Azrael, sought permission to enter, an honor granted to no one else. The Prophet chose the eternal over the temporary world and ascended, whispering, "Welcome, O highest companion." Now, the spiritual fast continues with us. The Prophet, peace upon him, longed for those who would endure this path without seeing him, calling them, "My brothers are those who will believe in me without ever seeing me." This is the spiritual inheritance of Ramadan, the knowledge that your sacrifice is the shield against eternal war, and your reward is tied to your sincerity. For the steadfast, the gate of Rayyan awaits. The struggle continues. May Allah collect us to enter by Rayyan. Ameen.